Oh, bro, who you consulting, yeah? Wait.
Prof lah, I feel like I need more perspective, man. His feedback is not enough.
What if I told you that we could consult anyone, dead or alive, whenever we wanted to? AI lets us simulate critiques that aren't necessarily about copying people or their thoughts, but it's more about shifting perspectives and seeing our work through different lenses. And honestly, creatives and architects barely use this.
Design should always consider accessibility, and as architects, we are supposed to design for everyone, but most of our critique comes from other architects, such as our tutors and professors that comes from the same precedents. And as an architecture student, as we get used to the stuff we hear, to things we are familiar with, we start to develop a system that limits our openness to different perspectives and approaches, where we begin to recycle personas to fit our design and narratives, instead of really understanding real-life scenarios that includes diversity in people and context that even factors in political differences. So what if AI can solve this by expanding our learning capabilities?
Now here's the fun part. What do people think about the building I've been working so hard to design for in the last semester? Let's hear from the board.
The circulation is raw. Where do people even move?
Where's the presence? Where's the energy?
Here, life struggles to find a place. Even the smallest creature would hesitate.
This whole building feels stressed out, man. You gotta relax the vibe.
Despite the endless possibilities, we can also narrow feedbacks by asking people who are highly relevant to our project. For example, I've been referencing Jane Jacobs a lot in my urban design studio. So what if she were to sit in for my final critique? Some of the feedback aligned with what my actual crit panel already said. I needed to be careful with the use of my word surveillance and avoid designing a community that feels like it's deliberately watching over people. AI channeled her perspective as a journalist who shaped modern urban studies, and the responses leaned towards natural, practical design. But beyond that, she even questioned whether my project was truly city-friendly. That made me realize how narrow my thinking had become, where I focused too much on micro-zoning, which is a common trap for architecture students. Curious, I then asked AI to channel Rem Koolhaas, who has a much bolder ideology. And things got a little heated when because unlike Jacob, he actually liked the slanting form and wanted them to be even more aggressive. And honestly, I kinda agree. I had to pull back into what felt practical and normal. So maybe next time, I should be bolder, push the extreme, and make a more impactful statement through design.
You might be thinking, AI can't actually replicate the real person, right? Honestly, you're right, but also, it doesn't need to. You see, if I wanted a sociologist's view on something, I'll have to read through a bunch of papers about behaviors and systems, Google 10 different concepts before actually maybe still be confused about the actual critique. So AI isn't really about trying to give you the most deepest scholarly feedback in the world. What it does give you is something quick, simple, and easy to digest. But the whole point is that you can get a new angle instantly.
Wow, so how was the consult, man?
Stressful, man. You see this bracing?
Yeah.
I think he kinda has issue.
Huh?
Wait.
Why?
She's getting back to me right now.
Oh, by the way, your bracing looks a little weak. You are?